you. Good to see you. Everybody
Look,
can hear
good to see you. Yes, this consistency is key, isn't it?
me? Yeah, it is.
Yes. Oh, you look gorgeous,
Oh,
by the way.
thank you. Yeah, I decided to turn my head off this time.
Looks fabulous. Yeah. Well, we just got on. We're gonna keep it nice and airy and everything. I wanna ask you, the expert, the young lady that was a registered nurse, an ICU nurse for 13 years, and you left it, and it's just been a roller coaster of just awesome being an entrepreneur. I really would like to talk to you about that. Like,
Yes.
what how is it that, so we're talking about going through the motions of leaving nursing. We
Mm-hmm.
discuss it a lot,
Yes.
but why is insurance important to everybody, not just to nurses? I mean, you and I both are nurses, but I just want to get it into a hello, Jerry Panny. Thank you for joining me and joining us
Hey,
here.
that's my
Hello.
accountant.
Who's that?
That's my accountant. That's Serge's brother. Hi.
Oh, moving on up.
Moving on up. Absolutely.
Yes, hello, Syndustry. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the heart, my love.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, that's my. But anyway, you already know. But nevertheless, darling, I am
yes.
so glad. Hello, Syndustry. Thank you for
Hi.
joining us. Hello. So we want to. I mean, we all want to have a good experience and everything. Going back to being nurses, we
Yeah.
get it. We get it. But what is it about insurance that is so important right now, at this political age, at
Mm-hmm.
this what is going on with insurance and why is it so important? And I want you to speak to everybody. You don't have to,
Oh yeah.
nurses are
Oh,
one thing, but we want to talk to
absolutely.
everybody.
Absolutely. Main audience, of course, is nurses, but this can be applied to everybody.
Yes.
The bottom line is self-preservation. End of story, full stop. I think a lot of people, especially nurses, they tend to sacrifice themselves for others. We are really good at it. We're probably the best at it,
Yeah.
career-wise. And then that comes into our personal space where we end up really putting ourselves back and putting other people before ourselves, our family, our colleagues, of course, our patients. And then you have the administrators in these hospital institutions who want you to put them first before yourself too. So I think more people are waking up to the fact that you do have to preserve yourself.
Right.
You need to put yourself first. You have to fill your cup up first so that you can overflow and leave a lasting legacy. And life insurance is a huge part of that. It is by far the most significant part, but particularly for nurses, self-preservation is the key because these companies aren't loyal. These
Right.
hospital systems aren't loyal. The government isn't loyal. I mentioned in the last time that we spoke, 70%, up to 70% of our salary is Medicaid, Medicare. If the government decides to shut down these fundings for these public hospitals, particularly because most of us, especially in New York City, most of us work for these public entities, and because we got these influx of migrants and especially a lot of poor people who don't have money to pay for health insurance, so they get public health insurance.
Right.
If these programs shut down, your job is pretty much in jeopardy because there's no private funding to pay for your salary.
Right.
So self-preservation is the key. And like I said, planning that exit, you need to start planning it now. Life insurance is a big part of planning that exit. It might take you 6 months, a year, 2 years, but you need to start planning now, because if you do not fail to plan, you plan to fail under session. And I know that you guys don't plan to fail. Obviously, you don't want to fail because you work so hard for what you have, but you can lose what you have.
Mm-hmm.
How many people have lost what they had, what they thought they had, and then end up having, unfortunately, getting sick or dying during COVID? How many nurses end up realizing that, oh my goodness, my job is at stake because I didn't take a vaccine, or I didn't take a shot, or I didn't take this, or I didn't take that? And I think a lot of people are waking up, and not just nurses. You have UPS workers. You have the dock workers that recently went on strike. You have so many employees striking on their employees. Amazon, there was an Amazon strike just the other day. So people are waking up. These layoffs are expediting. They're getting more and more. The IT tech people as well are massive layoffs across the board with tech guys. AI, they're worried about AI coming in, but really and truly, it's really these corporations. Don't blame AI. It's these
Right.
corporations, okay? Technology
Right.
have always evolved, but essentially, you can get trained and be efficient in your skill set in order to do your job. But if these corporations are not loyal to you and they're not loyal to your longevity, you shouldn't be loyal to them.
Right.
Self-preservation is key. Preserve your wealth, preserve your retirement, preserve what you've worked hard for, preserve your purchasing power. Life insurance is a huge key to preserving your purchasing power, especially when the currency is on shaky ground. And all you have to do is look at currencies all around the world and know that every single nation in this world has a debt crisis issue coming. And the United
Right.
States is the biggest one. We've already surpassed $36 trillion. A lot of these programs, these entitlement programs that are being funded with printed money. Printed money. Inflation is going to continue to go up because government spending is not going to stop. So in that essence, the world might be messed up. Your world does not have to be. And that is the key. Take care of yourself, self-preservation. Please be sure to protect your income with many of our products can protect your income and also can protect your estate. We specialize in asset protection and wealth management, period. So definitely we are here to help you to do that, so that once you start planning, not only will you go to work with such vigor, you go to work with a smile, knowing that you plan your exit. And no corporation, no hospital, no administrator, no nursing manager can stress you out because you know you have a plan in place. That's pretty much it.
Just waiting for that moment.
Yes,
Girl, I'm telling you,
absolutely.
I said I wanted to, as soon as I get into this training on the first job,
Oh,
I'm
I
burning
cannot wait.
all of my
Oh yeah,
uniforms.
I'm so excited about that training. I cannot wait.
And that's something you want to talk about it a little bit.
Oh
What
yeah.
training are we talking about
Okay.
here? Huh?
Excellent. So the company that we're affiliated with is Global Financial Impact, GFI. And GFI is comprised of the most wonderful leaders I've ever experienced in financial services. We have a legendary CEO who's literally broken records in this industry, who literally comprised a program to literally train and grow leaders within house, growing leaders within house, in which for a small fee, he's willing to train you and give you all the secret sauce to how to not only build a financial services company, but to manage it efficiently when it comes to human resources, when it comes to managing your agents, when it comes to helping those who are not licensed get licensed, and also help you train your agents efficiently so that you are regulation compliant, because of course life insurance is a heavily regulated industry. We want to
Yes.
be compliant with all state laws and any state that we're licensed in, and also maintaining that compliance, maintaining that we are honest and true, and we believe in mission before commission. We make sure we service our clients in the most effective way, but of course we have to learn the products and learn every single product properly. So not only is he willing to train us on that, he's willing to help us find or get those intricate secrets, almost, but open secrets on how to truly run a business so that you can survive and thrive in this industry. And
Mhm.
also, like I said, it's also an intricate part of planning your exit. And I've never seen a CEO actually create this training program ever where anybody can be involved. Like,
Mhm.
he doesn't restrict it. He's like, okay, if you're of this ranking, yes, you're gonna get leadership skills, but if you're of this ranking, you're gonna get the same leadership skills. There's really no comparison. There's really no difference. You're gonna
Right.
get exactly what they've gotten and what made them multimillionaires, because you're getting trained by a multimillionaire who's worth more than $400 million, by the way. Like, OMG, like
Yeah.
what? It's kind of amazing how his wealth has literally like doubled within the past year. It's
Isn't that
crazy.
something?
So it's something. It's
Something
something. But once again,
amazing.
this is the reason. Just a few statistics to put out there. The products that we have are very different from the products that that existed 2 years ago, 5 years ago, even 10 years ago. So that's why if you have a life insurance policy, you should get a free policy evaluation from one of us, because your situation may change, and it changed year after year. Maybe even your family has grown. Maybe your retirement goals have changed. So we need to evaluate that accordingly, so that you have things in place that can solve those issues, or even help you efficiently when it comes to retirement planning and planning that exit. Also, over $370 million. No, I don't think it was million. It was a billion. Yes, $365 billion of annuities were rolled over last year, and they're projecting. Yes, annuities. Yes, so pensions, private pensions, have rolled over to annuities literally within the last year, and they're predicting $500 billion will be rolled over this year. Because
Well,
why?
what?
There's a
What that?
great,
See, there you
great
go. I was
question.
about to say, well, why is this?
Yes, why? Because there is huge issues in the financial markets. Banks are on shaky ground. The bond market is on shaky ground, and people just don't trust the current original pension plans going on right now. People want to roll it over into private pension plans that not only will guarantee higher interest rates, but if the market goes down, or if the stock market collapses, or whatever case it be, they experience no market losses, zero. There are annuities, private annuities right now that can protect your nest egg from market losses. Not only that, from third-party risks, like I mentioned, the stock market, the bond market, the real estate market, the commercial real estate bond market right now is in a tizzy. And of course, the ever rising inflationary costs that are affecting consumers, and people just can't afford the cost. So when you see these blockchain stores collapsing and shutting down, and they can't afford their employees, so they're laying off, massive layoffs, it affects the economy, and it can affect your portfolio. So that's why people are rolling their money over into these annuities. And also, life insurance complements that, because we can set you up into a family banking strategy, in which can protect your cash, which it can protect your income, to where you don't suffer any market loss. This is why you need people like me and Vanessa on your corner, so that we can evaluate, give you a personal financial evaluation, so that you have the right tools in place, so that, yes, whatever's happening in the markets, you're not affected. Matter of fact, you can go, whew, thank God I sat down with Vanessa, and I was able to roll over my 401k, my IRA, my pension, and I don't have to worry about what's going on out there, what's going on with cryptos. I don't have to worry about that, because I know I'm good. And oh, by the way, God forbid I get sick, I get injured, I have a policy in which will pay out 90% of the face value to help cover my income and protect it, so that if I can't work, that's okay. The policy paid out. Why? Because even though I didn't die yet, my policy isn't for me because I died. It's because I'm still alive, because I'm still here, and so I can still pull money out of that. So that's that protection that I'm talking about. So that's exactly what you need right now. So yes, with this training that our CEO at GFI is giving us, with over 20 carriers that we're working with, no matter what you need, what your needs are, we have the carrier that can give you that product that you need for you and your family, so that we can secure your legacy.
Right. That, girl, you said.
I know that was a lot.
I ain't got nothing to say. I'm like, well, huh? But okay, now we know that insurance is a good thing. Now, tell us about why some of us kind of shy away from. Have you ever shied away from something that you knew was a good thing, and you didn't want to try it too much, because if you did, it'd have been like, I'm going to fail. Oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Have you ever felt that way before, going into this brand new, because we're nurses, right? But if you're an engineer, it's all it's new to you. It's new, no matter what you've come from. If you work at McDonald's or something, and now we have all this knowledge, and it's like, no, not really. The thing is that reading is fundamental.
Absolutely.
And the books that we have, that Camille provides for us and everything, it teaches us about how important it is to have insurance for your family and to live off of it. Actually, you can live off of it for a lot of people. But a lot of people don't understand this. They don't really know So if because I know not everybody came from a background that is so
Right.
spectacular. We if you don't mind, just go over your just briefly. I know we've talked about it before, but we're now
Absolutely.
being consistent, and we want people
Yeah.
to know who these two people, these fabulous people, are on their screens. Uh, the fashion of the glasses is just enough,
Oh yeah.
but
Especially I love
yes,
yours.
yeah, girl, no, I'm talking about yours. But nevertheless, no, I'm so serious when I say it. It's how do you get from a mindset of, well, I'm just a nurse, or oh, I'm just a this, or I'm just a that. How is it that you've overcome your fears and your apprehensions about going from 9 to 5?
Yeah.
Like we're going over a lot of things that we had
Yeah.
before, but we have. I really appreciate you guys are the best. Actually, I'm so glad that you're here. But I just want to get a baseline of how you get. How did you go through struggling,
Mhm.
feeling as if you couldn't do this, or what was your mindset when you first started?
Absolutely. Well, like everyone else, when you entering something new, something different, something you have no clue about, right? Matter of fact, I took it a step further. I thought I knew exactly that. I probably didn't want to do it or didn't need it because, oh, I had this or I have this education or yeah, I'm a nurse. What I need
Right,
life? But I don't need that. I'm good, because it's nursing is such a sure thing, right? As we've always been taught. And of course, with my family background being from Jamaicans, yeah, if you were a nurse, doctor, lawyer, absolutely. Those are the careers that people kind of put on a pedestal. But
right,
of course, working for yourself is often overlooked or not so much praise unless you made $1 million or millions of dollars. Then you really get the praise at that point. But entering anything new, you're going to be apprehensive. Even nursing, when people enter nursing school for the first time, you're scared. You see
yeah,
in topics like pharmacology, which scares a lot of people. Like, I got to learn drugs. Well, yeah, you got to learn these drugs, so you got to give it to people.
right,
So you got to know what
right,
their interactions are going to be, what side effects are going to be. So in anything, you're going to be apprehensive. And then after nursing school, you're going to enter into the workforce. Well, that's apprehensive right there because you don't know what the heck you're going to face. A manager that's out to get you, or coworkers that don't like you, or the social dynamics on a floor. Yeah, all of those things. But yet, we as nurses go through that, have gone through that, have paid our dues, and we survived. We were
right.
okay. We leaned upon our education that we got, and we studied, and we bust our behinds to make sure that we eventually are here today, continually working, providing for our families, right? Well, it's the same thing with entering a space such as financial services, particularly life insurance. And it's really all about the company too, the company that you keep and the company that you
Right.
work with, right? A lot of these institutions, like I said, are not loyal, and a lot of them have a culture system that is so toxic, it's not
Oh,
even funny. How many
yeah,
of us work in a toxic environment in nursing?
yeah. Ooh,
Where it's in stark contrast with where we're working with life insurance. Not only are we independent, where we can work for ourselves, but we get to the privilege to work with individuals who not only have the moral compass, they have the integrity. They are so efficient in what they do. They are so genuine. They are so
mm,
family oriented, and they are loving individuals. Plus, they come from all walks of life. They are of every race, every creed, every level, and they're so humble. Like even
yeah,
one of our illustrious leaders, like Levi and Boney, he's also a fellow nurse, but he's on the board, one of the board members of GFI, and he is an absolute wonderful trainer.
yeah,
So this is what I'm talking about, where it's not only is it the environment, but the people and the company that you keep. So
right,
yes, if we could survive nursing, if we could do nursing, we can do life insurance. We can be in an environment, especially if it's a thriving environment
right.
where we're encouraged, where we get to work efficiently. And for me, myself, coming into nursing, I was in real estate before coming into nursing, but I have been into so many toxic real estate offices.
Mm,
I've worked with many toxic real estate agents who, of course, I didn't have the protection of the complexion. So a lot of times I was the only black person working in that office. Let's speak on it.
mm,
And we're talking about
Yes.
Manhattan, working across the street from the New York Stock Exchange. You
Oh.
already know. So even in finance, I experienced that. And then you come into nursing and you experience that. So now coming into life insurance and not having to deal with that is a blessing. Because
It
I
is.
call the shots. I make my own hours, but also getting to work with a group of people and my fellow nurses who also decided to retire and decided to come into life insurance. It's a blessing. So this is what we do. We're going to help others retire early from nursing too, because end of the day, if you can work for yourself and plan that exit so you don't have to deal with no toxic managers, toxic administrators telling you what to do on the floor and what healthcare really is, when a lot of these CEOs and managers have never even taken a CPR class or been an EMT, never taken a patient by bedside, but they telling you what healthcare is. No, I'm sorry. It's time to go. Now, we love our job and we're good at it, but we obviously our bodies in the end cannot handle the stress. It is incredibly stressful. And for me, what was my wake-up call was, listen, I'm noticing that things are getting even worse after COVID. I'm noticing how they're really stressing us out. They're giving us more patients that we can handle. They're giving us more, they're giving us less supplies. What? They're reducing the rates. They're reducing the rates every month. They go, oh, instead of 85, it's going to be 74. Instead of 74, it's going to be 69. Instead of 69, it's going to be 55. Excuse me, but the same workload, and the workload has gone up. Oh no, that was my wake-up call, Vanessa. I'm being completely honest with you. So that was it for me. I was like, okay, light bulb. It's time to plan my exit. It's time to get out of here. Because no, you're not going to keep giving me more of a load and stressing me out to the point where a lot of nurses too, they would have a stressed out shift and then call out the next day, but you show up, they didn't. So now you got to take over their patients plus the admissions. I'm speaking, of course, from an ICU perspective, because as you can imagine, the trauma that we see, the face, you know, the car accidents, the COVID, the infections, all this other stuff that we're exposed to. But you could be in med surge and you'll be swamped with 8 patients. 8 patients. It's insane. And tip my hat to med surge nurses, honestly, because I did it for a while, but I couldn't wait to get out because I could not handle it. The call bell, I can't. I still have nightmares.
When I see a light go off, I'm like, Grr. But because New York Health and Hospitals, honey, let me tell you something. I've worked in so many New York Health and Hospitals. I said to myself, I was like, this isn't a hospital. This is no longer, I say that now at the hospital that I work at now. This is not a hospital.
It's bedlam.
They will give you 5, I work at a psychiatric hospital now. They will give you 5 admissions, and you have to do each 5 sometimes more than that. Yeah, people coming in off the street, girl, they come in the ambulance and they say, oh, I want, you know, and all little kids. The youngest patient I've had was 6. Like, what?
Wow.
So, you know, and I'm looking at this and I'm, you know, I'm learning and everything. And I'm just like, I can't do this. I can't do this. They had me working as a CNA. Then they got me working over here. I'm looking at bodies. You got to stand up. Girl, and I said, I'm not even a person anymore.
Yes.
You're not a person. The most patients I've had at New York Health and Hospital was 10. Between 9 and 10 patients. And I had to see everybody. Like, how is it that you can take care of that many people? You know, and this is to just go on and show you that how expandable you are to them.
Yes.
You know, but in a business to yourself or having a business on your own, and it's like you decide when when you go to work, you decide how much money you want, or these are things that a lot of people may not be ready for and going into entrepreneurship. But honestly, this is the best entrepreneurial career that I've ever seen. This is
Oh
not a
yeah.
job.
Oh yeah.
This is not a job. This is, because I'm new to dialysis. Why do I keep saying that? But I'm new to a lot of things when it boils down to life insurance.
Yeah.
But it's the knowledge that I've accumulated in all of this time. And when you get with a company as great as GFI, with
Mm-hmm.
over 30,000, now we have over
Yes. Over
30,000
30,000 within 11
agents.
months. Yes, agents. 11 months.
11 months, it ain't been a year yet, and you
Yeah.
mean 30,000? So it says a lot about the
Yeah.
company. It
Yes.
says a lot about the fact that we're on here and we're saying, yes, this is a great opportunity for you. You can get that financial counseling. We have all of
The
that. We have
literacy.
the
Mm-hmm.
literacy, yeah, absolutely. So if you ever wanted to get into financial literacy and learning about money, because everybody wants to spend it,
Mm-hmm.
everybody wants to look the part, but nobody wants to do the hard work. But
Yeah.
is that you that wants to do the hard work? Because in order to be a millionaire, you have to work for it.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh
I'm
yeah.
sure that you know that already, Camille.
Trust me.
Because it's not something that's just going to be laid out and handed out to you. This young woman has worked so hard that we're going to see her walk. No, she's not going to walk on stage. She's going to glide
Lie.
on stage. Okay? Because at the end of the year, GFI has a, what is
Award
that called?
ceremony. Yeah.
An award ceremony.
For the leaders.
And
Yeah.
it's in California. And I know I'm going to watch this woman just glide across the stage. Just fighting, because you deserve it.
Thank you.
You deserve this, that, and some more. And when I say who is your leadership, it is Camille Scott Wiles. Every time I tell them, I don't even know nobody. So we have 1 minute, and as always, Miss
Yeah.
Camille Scott Wiles, I want to thank you for being here.
Thank
I
you.
want to thank the people who
Thank
were
you.
here,
Yes.
heard us out, and was curious about it. If you have any questions, any concerns, we have a link in the bio
Mm-hmm.
underneath Nurses of GFI. It's a Calendly link. It's linked to Camille's Calendly
Yes.
link, Emerald Diamond Advisors. We're here for you guys. If you have any questions, it's a 30-minute consultation. It's
Yep.
free. I mean, what's it gonna harm you to find out about the greatness that is JFI and the
Right.
fact that you can make your monthly salary your hourly salary? Come on,
Salary.
people.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So we're here for you. Listen, I want to listen. Thank you so much, Camille.
Thank.
You have been just a jewel
Thank
to
you.
me
So have
in my
you.
life.
Oh yeah.
I
Absolutely.
listen. So, with no further ado, thank you so very much for everything. Get on back. I know sis is making them coins. But it's not about just making coins. It's about making
Yes.
connections, and it's about making an impact on people's lives every
Absolutely.
single day, and that is what we plan to do. So,
Changing
at
lives.
4 o'clock
Yeah.
tomorrow,
Yeah.
we will 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock tomorrow. Wait, tomorrow is Thursday, yeah? I don't
Tomorrow's
even know.
Friday.
Oh,
Today's.